fantastic individuals. How's everybody doing today? Today that I'm filming this is Friday, May 31st. So give yourself a round of applause. You made it to Friday. Woohoo! Yet once again, you've made it to Friday. So yay, weekend is here. Do something fun. Okay, so I want to talk to you for a brief moment. You know, iron-on transfers are making a comeback. I'm not sure why, but you know, okay. What I wanted to do is show you how you can turn iron-ons into really cool cover minders. So I got this iron-on of Pennywise, although his hair is a little gold instead of red, but that's okay. Actually in a freebie bag of goodies from Raven Diamond Art when I got one of their canvases, and it happened to be an iron-on. And so I added the magnets on the back. Needy chihuahuas, everybody. And now I have a Pennywise cover minder, which will be great when I do my Halloween canvases, because, I mean, you know, come on, it's Pennywise. It's cool, right? Okay. How do we do this? So simple. Now, this one I did not do exactly the way I should have, and I will tell you the reason as we get on to the others that we're going to do today. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because a lot of cover minders you can purchase, you know, that are made out of clay or resin or pick your material, can be pretty costly. They take a while if you're going to make your own and you're going to sculpt them out of something. So, you know, that's fine if you want to devote that kind of time to it. But what if you don't want to devote that kind of time to it? Well, I happened to be at the Dollar Tree yesterday and was delighted to see they have packages of iron-on transfers. See, it says it right here. And they're $1.25 and you get two. I mean, really? How can you do much better than that? I don't really think you can. Okay. And I liked this particular package because look, purple diamond. Diamond, you guys. Okay. And then I thought this rainbow heart would be really cool to use as a cover minder for the canvas I'm going to be doing for Pride. So I picked this up for $1.25. All right. Now, the way you should do it, which I did not do with Pennywise, ultimately it won't matter in the long run with him because I can always re-glue the magnets if I have to. But what you want to do when you take them off of the packaging, and they are on here with a glue dot, like this, okay? Okay, you'll see that there's this little shiny patch of, essentially it's fabric glue, so that when you iron it on, it fuses with the material and leaves the patch in place, right? Okay. You want to remove that. And the reason is, if you leave it on, eventually over time, it's going to get old, you know, like all adhesives do, and it will start to curl and come off and be a pain. And that's okay. You can remove it later when it starts to do that and it gets brittle and old and gross. But if you've put the magnets on, you're going to have to take the magnets off, get all the crumbly old pieces, and then reapply the magnets. You can do that. No problem. You might get a few years out of it before you have to do that. So if it's on there really tight, then you'll probably want to just leave it. Okay, now with this one, it actually had two glue dots and it pulled some of this off. So it really started it for me. I didn't have to worry about it. So it was very easy then to go on and just remove it. See how there's no shine on there? Yeah, because I've taken it off. Okay, but this one stayed intact, so I had to kind of work it a little bit, which I did. So what you do is you just find a spot wherever it seems to be, you know, you get a little bit of access, wherever it's not quite hanging on the entire way. And then you should just be able to just, you know, peel it off of the transfer, just, you know, fairly easily. You know, if you get hung up somewhere and it doesn't want to let go easily, I mean, you can always trim it with scissors if you want to. It's not a big deal. This is the back, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. You can throw these pieces away. Okay. Now, I'm going to hang on to this piece just so I have something to put them on for the glue to dry. Okay. Now, when you take that part off, you will feel that it's fabric. Okay. It's, you know, some type of material, usually fabric, because most of the time it's made with stitching. So you'll see the stitching on there. Okay. After you've peeled off the adhesive part of, or the backing off of your iron-on transfers, then you're going to select magnets. Now, you can use any kind of magnet you want. You can use any size you want. I mean, you can use a tiny one because these are very lightweight. They don't weigh anything. I mean, maybe a gram, maybe 2. So even tiny magnets will work. You can use, now I prefer neodymium magnets. I just like them better. I think they last longer. You know, I have good luck with them. I prefer them, okay? But you could use the black ones too if you wanted to. However, if you do that, just remember that be very careful. Make sure you got the polarity going the right way. And if you don't, people, it's okay. Let's say you picked up the magnets and they're repelling each other and you just can't. Okay, all you have to do is turn the magnet over and that will change the polarity and it will be magnetized fine. You just have to pay attention, you know, when you're gluing one, make sure that when you go to put the other one on, and you'll know right away that you have it turned on whatever side needs to be on there. It's all about the polarity with magnets, people. Okay, so, and remember, you're going to need 2. So, because you're going to glue one and you're going to keep one. Now, I would recommend that when you glue the first one on, that you take off the other one, put it aside until it's dry. Reason is because if you put them on like this and you accidentally get adhesive in the middle, oh, you're going to have a hard time pulling that apart. So don't set yourself up for pain, okay? Put it aside, take one, whichever one that you're going to glue, and it doesn't matter which one. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to have an adhesive that is going to work on fabric, because if you don't use any type of a fabric glue, it's going to eventually peel off because it's not made for that type of material. If it's made for textiles, great, but if it's made for paper and you use it for textiles and it doesn't say that it's good for that, problems. Now, there are some all-purpose adhesives. I'm sure if you used E6000, it'd be fine. My worry with E6000 is you put something on the back, it might show on the front because it's very viscous, and I would think that you might get a little stain on the front. So now I showed you in a prior video what you want is Fabri-Tac, okay? Fabri-Tac by Beacon. And this will tell you right on it. Permanent fabric adhesive bonds fabrics, lace, glass, leather, wood, and trims. It does. It will put anything on top of anything. I use this a lot in my paper crafting because when I make cards, I use a lot of trims, beads, clay, lace, I mean, leather pieces, whatever it is. This puts everything on there. Okay, it's acid-free and washable. So yes, you could even wash it after you put the magnet on, if you so chose. Or if you put the magnet on and your dog takes it and puts it in your laundry basket and then you find out after the fact you've washed it, it's okay, it won't hurt it. This is obviously not the only kind of fabric type adhesive they have, but I love it. This takes care of literally everything. I've even fixed earrings with this sucker. Comes in 2 sizes. Whatever size you want. There's a 2 ounce and there's an 8 ounce. I started with the 2 ounce, but after I found out how much it does and how much I love it, oh, believe me, I went to the big daddy one because I use this sucker all the time. Okay, so you're gonna get your Fabri-Tac or your fabric glue of choice, and you're going to put a little dot, or I'm going to say the size of your magnet, maybe, you know, like if you have this, which is about the size of a nickel, I would put maybe the size of a penny worth of glue, so that, you know, you just don't want to have so much that it squishes out all over and doesn't do what you want it to do, but gets all over everything else, right? And so you put it, you know, fairly generously, and then you just pick up your magnet and you plop it on. Okay. Now, again, this particular adhesive, it actually dries fairly quickly. Let me see what it tells you. Okay. Says add a bead of the glue to the item and quickly position with gentle pressure. You can wash it after 24 hours. It dries in probably a couple hours. I would give it, you know, a few hours just to make sure everything was really attached, you know, where it's supposed to be. And again, you know, you're just going to put about as much as size of a penny. Now, if you were using smaller magnets, then, you know, make your little pile of glue a little bit smaller. You know, it's perfectly fine. I mean, and if a little bit oozes out, that's okay. What I would recommend, though, is if any actually does ooze out, that you wait till it's dry, and then you can sort of hang on to the magnet and you can pull and it'll snap off, rather than trying to deal with it when it's wet. It's definitely better if you just wait till it's dry. Okay, so again, put your magnet on there. Oh, and if you were to get any of this, or it were to, you know, get a little smidge on the other side, this dries clear. So, and I mean, it really does dry clear. It's not foggy, it's not anything. Now, in my prior video, I did show you when you trim the edges off of your diamond painting. I don't care if it's budget friendly or premium canvas, doesn't matter. If you trim the edges off and you put this on your finger or on a paintbrush or a Q-tip and you run it along the edges after you cut off the excess, it'll never fray, ever, ever. So again, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have this, you should get this. Now, you can get this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or a craft store near you. I found it easier and maybe $1.50 to $2 less expensive at Amazon, and it came to my door. So I would just recommend that you do it that way. But you know, you can do it any way you like. But remember, it's by Beacon and it's Fabri-Tac. Excellent stuff. 2 sizes. Okay. So all you have to do is just apply the magnet, and then you're going to put them aside and let them dry. And and again, it's going to be dry to the touch in an hour or less. But I would give it, I'd give it several, maybe 5 or 6 hours before I went ahead and slapped the other magnet on it, only because the magnets are powerful and you don't want anything coming loose. Now, if it comes loose and you have to glue it again, I don't think that's a terrible thing. Just peel off the glue that's on there from the first go round, do it again, stick it and wait. And then eventually you have your magnet and it is on there, but good. And it's flexible too, because again, it's made for fabric. So yeah. And you just add your other magnet and you are ready to go. Grab your diamond painting, pull back the clear paper, this magnet underneath the canvas, this one on top of the clear paper, and he'll hold it back and look adorable while you're diamond painting. Okay. So that's how you make an iron-on transfer into a cover minder. And again, if you get one of these like this one, when I got it, it's already starting to come off now, but when I got this, which has been, oh gosh, 3 or 4 months ago, this was on here so tight that I was afraid I would ruin the patch by trying to peel it off, especially since down here you can probably see it. See how there's thread sort of just laying there? Yeah, I didn't want to have to risk that that's going to be a problem. So that was the reason. Sorry, guys. People coming and going. So, okay, thank you. So that's why I didn't try to force the backing off of this transfer. So you can do it either way. And like I said, if this does come apart in the future, or if I notice it's getting really bad in 6 months or something, then I will just peel the whole thing off, remove the magnets, and re-glue them onto the patch itself and not onto the adhesive. So it's not a tragedy. If you can't get it off, it's okay. So that is all you do to turn these into cover minders. So again, remember, always be a dragon. Spread your wings. Defend those you love. Have fiery passion in all things. Stay strong, slay your fears, and always fly high, rise up, and soar. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.